Okay, hello everyone. And in this occasion, we will be presentation um, about next about critical discourse analysis and citizenship. Sorry in advance. We start our presentation. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sugeng, and with my friend Erika Nuris Soraya Irfan. Say hi, Erika.
Hi.
Okay, next. There are four subtopics of this presentation. Number one, researching citizenship, and then constructing the object of research. Number three, a practical and theoretical framework for the analysis of participatory events. And the last one, three, interrelated themes for the analysis. Okay, next, Erika. Okay, researching citizenship. The Paradigm project was therefore concerned with empirically researching and theorizing the ways in which participants themselves act and are treated by others as citizens. Particularly, the project focused on citizens as an ongoing communicative statement, and particularly how concepts of citizenship are deployed in the dynamics of social positioning. Building on a version of critical discourse analysis or CDA, we then present an analytical framework for this empirical research of citizenship as a communicative achievement. The intention behind our developing this framework was to suggest a methodological and theoretical approach which would involve a dialectical relationship between theory and method, able to bridge the linguistic and sociological dimensions of project, but would still be able to accommodate different report types of linguistic analytic tools for microanalysis. Next, Erika. Number two, constructing the object of research. In a discussion of the construction of the object of research, Bill Pardoe notes that most of the time, researchers take as object of research the problem of social order and domestication posed by more or less arbitrarily defined population, produced through the successive partitioning of an analytical category that is itself constructed, the elderly, the young migrant. The first and most pressing scientific priority in all such cases would be to take as one object of the social work of construction of the pre-constructed object. Next. As Pardoe put it, the construction of the object is no doubt the most crucial research operation and yet the most completely ignored. The conventional sociological difference between theory and methodology should be completely rejected. Next, Mbak Erika. It is also important to emphasize that social conception and practice of citizenship are developed and enacted partly within the public sphere and within the media, and therefore beyond it. Beyond the formal process of public participation in the operation of the state. Inevitably, there is also an interactive relationship between these. This has important implications for theorizing citizenship. So participation would have the effect of limiting the theoretical conception of citizenship that can be developed. Next. In terms of the research progress and exploration of social categories and theoretical perspective is clearly necessary to inform what Denlice looks for, what she or he is potentially capable of noticing within the data, and the analytic method she or he lacks. In terms of research objects, citizenship Pardoe advised to get something more. It suggests that the empirical analysis must explore a dynamic relationship between normative, social, institutional, and theoretical construction of citizenship and what is communicatively perceived in participatory. And the presentation will be continued by Mbak Erika. The time is yours.
Okay, number 3, practical and theoretical framework for the analysis of participatory events. In these sections, we describe the practical framework that we develop to take up this challenge. To do so, we draw on our choose version of critical discourse analysis, which itself offers a practical and theoretical framework designed to address the question of how microlinguistic analysis can be used to develop wider sociological and theoretical insight. The value of CDA in researching citizenship as a communicative achievement. Critical discourse analysis, or CDA, developed as a response to the traditional disciplinary divide between linguistics. With this expertise in the microanalysis of text and interactions and other areas of social science, such as sociology, with expertise in exploring macro issues of social practice and social change. Researching the change of event and text, intertextuality, interdiscursivity, and recontextualization to explain the issue of intertextuality, interdiscursivity, and recontextualization. It is useful to illustrate this in terms of the events and texts we have been analyzing in the project. The spoken interaction include interview, public-public interactions, and public institutional interaction around the permitting procedures for the planting of GM crops. In line with the remit of this particular project, we have focused on interaction and text about particular sites. Number 4, 3 interrelated strands for the analysis. 3 interrelated strands which provide a framework for a linguistic and sociolinguistic analysis of the ways in which social relations and identities of citizenship are constituted, reproduced, and modified through subject positioning within and around public interactions. Genre structures within and around the meeting or interactions. Number 2, subject positioning discourse around public participation and which is in our structures over voice and style. Strand 1, the genre struggles within and around the public interactions. A focus on the nature of the participatory event is very much central to researching citizenship as a communicative achievement within the process of public participation and public debate. Moreover, the term participatory event is preferable to the term administrative procedure since it recognizes the inevitably contained nature of interactive events. Interactive events do not simply follow or instantiate procedure, and their significance for the participant and institution is not simply what the organizing institution intends. And I'm sorry. Strand 2, there are two concerns here. The first is how people represent themselves and are represented by others. Li Wen offers a useful framework for a detailed analysis of this. The second is how they enact particular identity and social relation in the way they talk. For instance, people may talk ironically or aggressively as strangers or resorts for dealing with officialdom. In addition, different kinds of statement, descriptive, evaluative, implicitly evaluative, normative, and etc. may be used with very different frequencies by the various participants in an event. Strand 3, the discourse around public participation. There are various ways in which the choice of word here mean that at the same time that the text describes a process of public participation, it also serves to constrain, for example, the ambivalence word involved is used in a way which renders the public as passive. It is used in the transactive sense of something which an organization or person does to people, and therefore which people have done to them. The last is conclusion. This is the point we argue at the start of these captures. The empirical research of citizenship must involve recognizing and researching the dialect between pre-construction of citizenship and performance of citizenship within everyday practice. It must involve an exploration of the dynamic relationship between the normative, social, institutional, and theoretical pre-construction of citizenship, and what is communicative aside in participatory event. Thank you very much for watching my presentation and my friend Sugeng R. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.